Alright, here we go. This is a ranked 2v2 on Nesthorn between the blue team in the upper left. That is ImSorryCami, which is a Sitta Smurf in the Classic Neo, and nullkuhl in the Gothic Osprey, and their opponents, the Carbon team. On the bottom right, it is PatBullMC in the Classic Osprey and br0wser in the Steampunk Warthog. Same exact mechs and players as last game. I like doing multi-game series against, the same sets of teams, the same players. Pretty cool. I like to see those. If you guys play two, best of threes or best of fives or whatever, or just 4 games or whatever, send them in to me. If you play a lot of friendlies, share them with the world. Anyway, Nesthorn standard opening goes close outpost. I mean, I think I mentioned this in the last game, in the last cast as well, but when it comes to openings on most maps, except for that last one on Thar, I can't really think of anything. Maybe Sandrim. Sandrim will probably also result in a couple various openings, but almost every game you're going to see on more linear maps and even more like the mid-centric, wider open maps like Crater, you're going to have standard openings, and the variation is going to be very, very little, because the time it takes to take these initial outposts are dramatically worth the benefits. There is not much value to skipping a post, especially going straight for mid or something like that. It's not super beneficial, and actually Sitta able to kill 2 of the creeps and survive his harass, while his partner nullkuhl is grabbing that second outpost before the Carbon team can even take their first. So the blue team way ahead in this Nesthorn fight against PatBullMC and br0wser. And Sitta gonna try to kill a flacker, dropping with the stasis. I think the Neo air knife is what everyone calls it, even though it's not actually an air. It's really like the air, it's the knife charge in the air. A knife, I don't even know if it's a knife. Is it a knife? Whatever it is. It's like a small AoE burst damage thing that you can do. And br0wser actually getting killed there. That was a little bit irresponsible, getting hit by the Blade Guardians and the units and the mech. So yeah, don't do that, guys. If you see a situation like that, don't just sit there and continue to fire. But wow, that is ultra aggressive against 4 Gemini. These Longhorn aren't really going to do very much. I guess he's going to come with a couple creeps and assuming that he was going to neutralize it or something. No, yeah, very bad idea. Going to try to fly away. Probably, no, does not get chased by br0wser. That's very interesting. And PatBull still trying to, nope, trying to fake out nullkuhl. And PatBull was repositioning his heavy mines there, which was strange. But it does look like we will have Sitta relocating his Longhorn to that corner there, to the path elbow is what I like to call it. Because yeah, doing what he wanted to do would have been bad. Would have resulted in a negative result for him. So it does look like the blue team is gonna move out their main army here at the forward. And the Carbon team, let's see, it's 31 to 42, so the blue team is actually way ahead. Way ahead is putting it a little bit strongly, but ahead enough to call them ahead. And PatBull gonna try to get this cheese with just creeps, which is never gonna happen. That never happens almost ever, especially in this situation. He needed to put the creeps like way out here so he could body block for them, because creeps get killed by creeps and outposts, obviously, because the outpost gives the creeps in the creeps inside the post regen, whereas the ones on the outside will just die really fast. But the blue team has a lot of units here at mid. They are deciding to go kind of unconventional. You don't really see this approach very often, and nullkuhl actually has a dying Longhorn that he's gonna just get killed by an Osprey. He didn't really realize that that was there and it was dying. But yeah, very unconventional approach by the blue team. To get from here to here, you could ferry that just as fast or even faster because of the the distance that you have to traverse with slow-moving tanks. And we will see blue team move in for some reason somehow. No generator here, and okay, tons of heavy mines over here preventing the Carbon team from pushing in the same way, which again is unconventional. So I'm a little bit surprised to see them attempt to prevent that from happening. PatBull getting killed by the blue team army sitting there. And it does look like tons of more heavy mines. I guess they just want to prevent a ferry over threat by the Carbon team. And now the blue team is going to move in, and they are going to attempt to take control and hold mid on Nesthorn, which is kind of bold, especially at this stage of the game against experienced players like PatBull and br0wser. But they are actually going to take it, and will they be able to hold it? That T99, the Buster, are still firing in as well, and these Archies, this is a very, this is pretty much a make or break situation here for the blue team. If they can actually hold, get a good surround, clear the rest of the units, prevent the Carbon team from doing that, ferrying their units in, which if they can create a good enough unit concentration, that will be very, very difficult for the blue team to handle. And actually, PatBull, is he going to move out? Oh, he's going to move out. Will this be noticed by the blue team? That's going to go for the corner, not the corner, but this left outpost. And nullkuhl does notice it, drops a Longhorn for some strange reason, I guess to distract or something like that. But the blue team has actually won the fight at the mid, and they are actually moving back. Are they moving back? So this is a lot of units for the Carbon team. They will get this outpost neutralized pretty easily, especially the units are set on capture, so they will focus down that post. Will the Carbon team be able to do anything with this? Will they be bringing creeps? Will this blue army get all the way there? Because that's insane. And the heavy mines are gonna, oh, that one did not arm. Okay, this one is neutral. Or not neutral, this one is invisible, so it is armed, but the Carbon team has actually been able to take control of this left outpost, which is pretty ridiculous. This map split on Nesthorn is not really something that you see, especially look at all the heavy mines freaking everywhere, so you won't really be able to see many pushes to and from mid at this point, considering the heavy mine distribution. That's pretty clear, but nullkuhl trying to get this neutralization on the right post, and Sitta coming with supplemental jumpers. I don't think that will be enough to take the post, but it will probably be enough to neutralize it, considering the jumpers here and the two mechs. But will PatBull decide to just move out? And he is going to go straight for that top outpost, and that will not be responded to by the blue team quite yet at all. Okay, now it does look like Sitta is going to go for the defense, but what will these jumpers really be able to accomplish? The Neo, the Blade Guardians, are actually probably going to do even more, and the blue team has been able to neutralize this outpost. A couple of jumpers going in, but it's not going to be enough to take it, so nullkuhl will have to take another trip if he wants to grab hold of that outpost. But this has been a successful defense by ImSorryCami. Feels so ridiculous saying that. So Sitta getting that defense off. Right now it's 54 to 41, so the Carbon team is behind in upkeep. Will the blue team, man, there's so many units everywhere. It's really hard to tell who's ahead in terms of units because most of them are in heavy mines on the ground. The blue team has tons and tons of heavy mines, so even though they're up 54 to 45, like probably 10 or 15 of that upkeep is in just heavy mines. Blue team pushing back and taking this close outpost, but this is actually a threatening force that the blue team will have to respond to. So will the Carbon team use it as a distraction so they can gain more ground on the map, or will they, okay, yeah, they are not going to do what the ore was, which is try to do a lot of damage and drops and all that stuff and keep pressure on the blue team, which they are not really capable of doing considering their position on the map right now. They don't really have an outpost to launch an attack from, but this is actually doing a decent amount of damage until these Longhorn come in and completely slaughter them. So about a quarter of the blue team's fort health will be gone for now, maybe 20% or so. But the Carbon team's actually putting up quite a fight here at the mid. PatBull and br0wser are both here with lots of units, and this actually will probably go down to neutral considering the amount of Carbon units here and the lack of blue team presence. No, okay, nullkuhl going with a couple of Longhorn, but he's not going to go support the mid fight. He's going to go straight to fort, which has absolutely no defenses. So I guess the noobs were right. You should defend your fort like crazy. Socket T99s everywhere and stuff, okay, guys? Socket T99s and moneymakers, because money is good. But yeah, the Longhorn down here pounding away. And no response from the Carbon team yet, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. It's kind of crazy to see no response. I guess they're really, really focused on this mid fight, but let me switch to one of their perspectives. They've been hearing this the entire time. No? Okay, there you go. But, wow. Holy crap, that is way too many tanks. And there you go, the lack of response pretty much was their downfall. nullkuhl with 2 more Longhorn sets ferried. That's a total of 9 Longhorn plus some jumpers. That is a ton of units, and that was not even pushed. He just brought those with his mech. And yeah, lack of response was pretty much the downfall of the Carbon team. nullkuhl and Sitta, not saying that again, take this rank 2v2 over PatBullMC and br0wser. That was, I'm sorry I missed those ferry overs, but yeah, it is a little ridiculous that the Carbon team were so set on neutralizing and taking that mid, they completely ignored the death sound and completely ignored how rapidly their fort health was decreasing. And then at the very end there, with the 2 extra sets of Longhorn ferried by nullkuhl, that was pretty much game, set, match. PatBull, as you noticed there at the end, realized how many tanks were there and just started hovering and was like, oh, well, this game is over. We can't do anything about this. There's no time to mount any kind of defense or even body block or anything like that. Even if both mechs were there, it would have been pretty hopeless. So that, I think, is hilarious and great play by nullkuhl. Great awareness to continue to ferry over, but again, it was really the lack of response by the Carbon team that was probably the deciding factor in this game. So once again, guys, look at my video descriptions. Check out the ARM replay manager by nullkuhl. And if you want to submit any replays and earn green stars, that information is down there in the video description as well. Surprise, surprise. This is RUI, and that is game. See you next time.